Money is the number one thing couples fight about. But here's what nobody tells you. The fight was never actually about the money. More than 1 in 4 couples say money is the biggest challenge in their marriage. If you've ever tried to talk budget with your spouse and it turned into a fight about something completely different, an old wound, a trust issue, a totally unrelated argument, I want you to hear this. That is not a sign your marriage is broken. That is actually normal. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to change it, starting with your very next conversation. Here's the mistake most couples make. They bring up the budget when they're exhausted, stressed, or right after one of them saw a bank statement that made their stomach drop. Maybe it happens in the car, or right before bed, or in the middle of an already tense night. That is the worst possible time to talk money, and it sets the whole conversation up to fail before it even starts. It's not that you don't love each other, it's that you never had a plan for how to actually have the conversation, so it only happens when things already feel tense. So let's fix that. Here is how to actually lead a budget conversation with your spouse, and stick with me, because step 4 is the one most couples get completely backwards. Step 1. Pick the right moment. Never ambush your spouse with money talk. Set a specific time when you're both calm, rested, and free from distractions. Treat it like an appointment you respect, not an argument you're bracing for. Even saying, "Hey, can we set aside 20 minutes this weekend to talk through our budget?" changes the entire tone before you've said a single number. Step 2. Remember, it was never about the money. Almost every money fight is really about fear, control, or feeling unseen. The way you handle money today was shaped by how your family handled it growing up, whether that was scarcity, silence, or control. Before you talk numbers, ask your spouse what money represents to them. Security, freedom, provision for their family. You might be surprised what you learn about the person you married and why they react the way they do when the topic comes up. Step 3. Make it a recurring money date, not a crisis meeting. Couples who check in regularly, even just 15 minutes a week, stop small issues from ever becoming big blow-ups. Consistency lowers the emotional stakes every single time you sit down, because it's no longer the one conversation where everything gets decided. Step 4. Build the budget together, not for each other. One spouse leading and the other one just following breeds quiet resentment, even if nobody says it out loud. Sit side by side. Let both voices shape the plan. Talk through what matters most to each of you and give each other some individual spending freedom so the budget feels like teamwork, not a leash. Step 5. When the conversation starts to go sideways, don't push through it, repair it. A simple "let's pause and come back to this calmer" can save the entire conversation. Relationship researchers call this a repair attempt, and couples who use it consistently protect their connection, even in the middle of disagreement. It's not weakness to pause, it's wisdom. Step 6. Expect this conversation to come back around. Money isn't a problem you solve once and move on from. It's something you manage together for the rest of your life. The goal was never to stop disagreeing completely. It's to keep coming back to the table, every single time, as a team, instead of avoiding it until it becomes a crisis again. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Your marriage was never meant to be you against your spouse, fighting it out over a spreadsheet. Scripture calls us to be unified, to become one, and that includes how we handle money. When you lead these conversations with patience instead of pressure, you're not just building a budget. You're building trust that lasts, one calm conversation at a time. If this video helped you see money conversations differently, do me a favor and subscribe to The Provision Method. Every week we release a brand new video on budgeting, debt freedom, and financial provision from a biblical perspective, so you and your spouse never have to figure any of this out alone. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. If you're ready to stop guessing and finally get on the same page with your spouse, we would love to help you personally. Schedule your free discovery call today at www.theprovisionmethod.com, and let's build a plan that brings real peace back into your finances and your marriage.